you go.
Yay. All right.
Oh,
Go ahead, Tracy, for real this time.
all right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today with Tea with Brittany Lee. This is our second Tea with Brittany Lee takeover. If
Woohoo.
you're joining us for the first time, what that means is that Tea with Brittany Lee, Brittany is normally your host, but today Brittany is the guest and I'm your host. My name's Tracy. I'm with the marketing department here at VRM. And we are going to walk through a few exciting things today with Brittany that we are super excited about sharing with you guys. So first of all, the main topic for Miss Brittany's webinar today is going to be focusing on email marketing, which is super exciting. And if any of you are joining today for the very first time and you don't know my very good friend and coworker, Brittany Thompson, that's her lovely face right there with her awesome husband, Andrew, and the light of her life, Rael, there at the bottom. They are phenomenal people, and you are very lucky to spend a few minutes with her today. In addition to talking about email marketing today, Brittany's also going to be making a few announcements from us here at VRM that we just want to share with you all. And so at this time, and without further ado, I'm going to just pass the baton over to Brittany and let her get started right away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy. For those of you that don't know Tracy, she is with our marketing department here at VRM, and she's amazing. I love Tracy. So I just want to say thank you, Tracy, for coming and hosting this last minute little pull together webinar. And I have a special little announcement for you guys. Happy 2-year anniversary. This is literally the 24th episode of Tea with Brittany Lee. I cannot believe it. It's so crazy. When I came to Pete and Jennifer and Connie and Michael with this idea a couple years ago, they kind of were like, I'm not sure. I don't know if they're going to like it. I don't know if people will like it. I was like, let me just try it. Let me just do it. And you guys have been so supportive and so you just show up and you come for all my Tea with Brittany Lee. So I just want to say thank you. So very, very, very much, because you guys are amazing for showing up and you make the show possible. And I'm really excited about some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in 2018. We've already started to get our topics together, and we're already planned through the end of 2017, and 2018 is going to start off with a bang. Michael Hill's going to be back in the beginning of 2018 to talk about all of those new productivity features that you guys always love to hear about, the new stuff going on. So just so you guys know, that's really cool. It's going to be happening. So like Tracy said, today we're going to be talking about how to use email marketing to make more money. And I'm going to ask Tracy if you would go ahead and pop that poll up for everybody to go ahead and look at. That would be wonderful. I really want you guys to answer these questions for me. Let me know if you're using email marketing. It'll help me kind of direct some of the information that I give you guys. Because if you're not currently using any email marketing systems, then it can actually be kind of overwhelming if I give you all this information based on that knowledge. And if you are already using email marketing, then you're going to want different stuff out of me. So let's go ahead and pop that poll up. Did you get it up, Tracy?
You may have to give me a little bit more direction, Brittany.
Okay, I got it.
Sorry, guys.
I think I got it, actually.
This is all new for me.
I think we got it.
There we go. I can see that.
Okay.
Can everybody else see that? Maybe somebody just throw something up in the comments.
Perfect.
If you can see that.
Somebody just voted. All right, good. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys are actually doing email marketing. That's good. So most of you guys, I see you're doing it yourself, which is good. That's great information for me to know. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about when you're doing it yourself, what you need to know, because it can be really intimidating. You get into this email system and you're like, yay, there's all these templates. And then you're like, I don't know what to do now. So we'll talk about some of that. And for those of you that have an agency, these will be the things that you can kind of benchmark your poll. You can benchmark your, your email marketing off of. You can kind of look and make sure these things are being done. And if they're not being done, then you can say, hey, these are some things that we really want to make sure that we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. Thank you guys for all of your votes. Oh, got a couple of last minutes there. Thank you. All right, and I'm going to end it. So it looks like 75% of you actually do it yourselves, and 25% of you have an agency, which is really good. And I'm glad to see that nobody clicked that no button, because I was really going to be sad if anybody was clicking the no, we're not email marketing. So just some email marketing basics for you guys. There are a few basic things that you need to keep in mind when you start an email marketing campaign. Now, email marketing is kind of like being invited into somebody's house, okay? So you want to have manners, and you want to make sure that you're being, polite when you land in their inbox, and that they actually want to engage with the content that you're sending them. We don't want subscribers just for the heck of having subscribers. We would rather have a smaller list of people that actually really want to hear from us and buy our products on a regular basis, than a huge list full of people that don't give a crap about what we're saying, right? We want people to care what we're talking about. So a couple of basic things that I want to go ahead and start off with. I want you all to make sure that you are CAN spam compliant, okay? Now, this is a ruling from the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, that says that you have to have certain rules and guidelines when you're sending emails to make sure that you don't be automatically classified as spam, and to make sure that you don't get blacklisted, okay? So blacklisting is basically when you get too many spam notifications on your emails that you send out. And companies such as, Constant Contact or MailChimp or some of those other ConvertKit, some of those, they flag all of those ones that get counted as spam. And if you get too many of them, then your stuff will automatically be blacklisted. So you do not want to make that a thing. There's an article that I will include a link to. It is from HubSpot, and they talk about how to make sure that you're whitelisted. So to make sure that your emails are good, and that they're landing in people's inboxes, and that people aren't marking you as spam, and how to make sure. But some of the basic rules that I want to cover are that you need to include your valid physical postal address in every email that you send out. So that one goes down in the bottom of your footer, and we'll talk about placement of that a little bit later. You also need to give your recipients a clear and obvious way to opt out or unsubscribe. If people want to unsubscribe, that means that they're probably not going to mark you as spam, because they'll have the ability to clearly unsubscribe. So I'll talk about some ways that you can make that really clear and easy for your audience to find. You're also going to want to use clear from, to, and reply to language that accurately reflects who you are. And you cannot sell or transfer any email addresses to another list. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if I have a golf cart company, and my golf cart company has been doing stuff for years and years, and I decide that I'm going to go into the linen business now, I cannot set up another account with a different business name and transfer those emails to a new business legally. I have to ask people to subscribe to my new business, and I have to ask them to actually opt in to my emails all over again. Now, that being said, I know there are some of you that are probably thinking, well, we rebranded our company. Is this a problem? No, it is not, because you are still offering the same products, and you are still you're still the same company. You're not, a completely different company. So if you rebranded, it's not a problem, but you just know that you can't sell your list. So you can't say to the guy that sells kayaks down the road, hey, I have this list of people that are coming to vacation. If you pay me $1,200, I'll give you my list of all these people that are coming. That's illegal. So just so you guys know, VRM and myself, Tracy, who helps with our email marketing, and me, I kind of help out sometimes. Tracy's actually the genius on email marketing. But we never ever sell your lists. That is absolutely illegal, and we could get thrown in prison and fined lots of money. So just so you know, we never sell any of our clients' lists. We will never sell you a list. So if you ever get something like that, it's spam, report it. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about, legality to keep you safe.
We're just going to hold it tight, everybody. Brittany was having a little internet trouble earlier today, so we're just going to give her a few seconds to try to get reconnected. We apologize. This is Tracy again. Like she said, I do some of the email marketing here at VRM. And as Brittany was saying, if there's ever a time that you receive something that doesn't seem correct or appropriate, make sure that you do mark that spam. If it's coming from VRM or you have ever a question about VRM's marketing or our email, make sure you just send us an email right away, or whatever company you may work with that. So Brittany, are you back online? I don't know that she is. So I'll just keep talking for a few minutes. At VRM, we offer a variety of packages for our marketing team, from our marketing team, and one of those doesn't include email marketing. So what we do for some of our clients is we send out monthly newsletters, monthly email blast, and right here recently we have sent out an email for one of our clients who was affected by Hurricane Irma. They wanted to communicate with their customers, their clients, and their owners. And so we just helped them with that. And so that's something to keep in mind too. Email marketing, it can do so many things, from advertising specials all the way to communicating with very specific lists of people that you have, that you want to send out a message to. And in the case of something like a natural disaster, where you may have hundreds of, say, owners that you want to communicate to, that you're in one mass email, we're on top of checking your properties. We're going in each and every one. We're pulling out patio furniture. We're opening up the hurricane shutters. And if we find any damage, we will get with you right away. So that's just one of the ways that email marketing is a great tool to have in your back pocket. All right, I think Brittany may be back online. Brittany, are you there?
I'm so sorry, guys. We are having some hinky weather where I'm at today. I'm on the coast of North Carolina, for those of you that don't know. And it has started torrential downpours, and I think my internet connection is not happy with me. So
Brittany, I just was just running my mouth a little bit, but I was just explaining to them just how here at VRM, a few of the ways that we help our clients with email marketing, with our newsletters and our email blasts, and right here recently, how we were able to help several of our clients communicate with their owners and their client base regarding Hurricane Irma update. So
that's so good. How perfectly timely, because I'm sitting here with internet issues. So I apologize, guys. If I go out again, please just know I'll be back on as soon as I possibly can. I will not leave you guys hanging. Okay, so back to images obtained from Google. I want to let you guys know, if you go and you copy something from Google, so we all know, we've all done it, don't even pretend, we've all done it, you know, that right click, save to computer, save as, you know, that is going to get you in a lot of trouble if you do that. So I'm going to provide you some resources. There are a couple of resources that you can go to get free stock images. So these are high quality, taken by photographers, really beautiful imagery. You just got to do a little bit of extra digging when you're doing it that way. So one of the sites that I really love is called unsplash.com. or Pixabay.com, and that's Pixabay. Those are wonderful resources for free, high quality stock images that you can use without a license and you won't get in trouble. Some of the email systems that I've worked in, Constant Contact comes to mind right away, but a couple of others, they actually have stock photo libraries built in, and based on your plan, you can download some stock photography from there. And obviously, if you have images that are high quality HD images, feel free to use those. That's great. If they're your images, no problem. But I just wanted to address that because that is one area where people get really confused sometimes, like, you know, why am I getting in trouble for using this image? You know, everybody, I've seen it all online, and, you know, basically that Google will crack down on that, you know, and that, you know, people don't like when you're, you know, plagiarizing images and text and that kind of thing. So make sure that everything that you put out there, you obtain legally from legal sources. All right, so here's a couple basics of email marketing etiquette. Okay, don't use a misleading subject line. Don't be like, the one thing that Britney Spears should have figured out before she ended her pop career. You know, that's not going to work. It's not going to be good for you, because basically what's going to happen is that everybody's going to just see your stuff as spam from that point on. So then it really hurts your open rates later on. So just don't do that. Keep your information really short, easy to read and interpret. People want quick, fast emails. Let's think about when we're checking our email. Most of the time, I check my email on my cute little smartphone, right? I'm, you know, running around, I'm doing things. I want to get right to the point. I want to know exactly what you're trying to tell me. I don't want to read this like big, long, like 15 paragraph email. Like, if you've got an email that's that important for me to read and I need to read it late, like, I'm going to read it later probably. I'll open it and then I'll go back and read it later. So keep your emails and your information short and sweet. It's going to make it so much easier for you to make the sale when you're doing shorter emails. All right. And then make sure that when people sign up for your email list, that you communicate how frequently they should expect to get emails from you. Because one of the worst things that you can do is give your readers a false expectation of how many times they're going to get an email from you. And once you have an email schedule established, stick to it, okay? Find something and stick to it. I promise it'll be worth it in the end. Consistency is 95% of the work in marketing. If you're not being consistent, you're not going to get consistent results, okay? All right. So let's go ahead and talk about a few ways that we can gain new subscribers, all right? So I want to talk about some of the more popular ways that are being used right now, and what are the benefits of those, and how can you implement them, all right? So the first way that most people gain new subscribers right now is free download offers, okay? This is really popular, especially with the blogging community right now, to offer like a free ebook between 15 and 20 pages, a worksheet, a printable. So you can offer these things, and you can actually get more subscribers because of them, because people want to download that worksheet, or they want to download that stuff. This is especially effective if you have a good audience on Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the more visual platforms. Printables, DIYs, worksheets, ebooks, things like that do really well on Pinterest. But also, if you're going to do something like this, make sure that your cover is designed by somebody who knows what they're doing, that it's clear to read, it has really nice, beautiful HD kind of photos in it and on it, and that the color scheme matches your logo and matches your brand, okay? You wanna make sure that everything that you put out, I can identify certain people because I know their brand, because they use the same things over and over again. So make sure that your brand is super identifiable when you put out any kind of material like this. So some ideas for you guys for a free ebook is where to go to dinner in my area. What 5 essential oil blends I love right now. the best seafood recipes. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be, super complicated or something that takes forever to put together. An ebook should be really simple. And a lot of tools now will offer you places where you can actually design those pages, and you can design them based on blog content. So for instance, we ran a series for one of our clients on the best places to vacation in their area. And we went through different towns because they had rentals in all sorts of different towns. And so we went through all of those towns and we wrote them all out and gave the readers a little bit of a feel for each one of the towns, talked about some of the ordinances and all of that. And then we took that ebook, we took those blogs and combined them into one ebook and made it a downloadable, and it was a really popular downloadable. So that's something that you guys can do pretty easily. You write a blog series on something that's interesting that people are going to want to read about. Okay, most of the time, I want to just throw this out here, most of the time, people that are vacationing in your area are not going to be as interested in things like dune care or beach cleanup projects or beach renourishment or, some of the things that we do because we love our area, and that's totally fine. Locals will eat that stuff up. They'll love it. They'll share it. So that if locals are your target, that's great. For people that are vacationers that are in from out of town, you're going to want to do things like, what are the best grocery stores to shop in our area? And, do they offer, online grocery ordering? Okay, those things seem really simple to you because you live in that area. So think about things like that. If you were visiting your area for the very first time, what are things that you're going to want to know? And you guys have been in this industry for a long time, most of you. So kind of the questions that you get asked over and over again. Where should we go to eat? Where should we go to shop? Where do we go access the beach? Where do we park our cars? Like all the random little things that happen that you get asked all the time. Think about those in terms of marketing and provide that information for people. So the other great way is to do a printable or a worksheet. So we did a shell hunting coloring sheet for one of our clients, and it was such a huge success. The kids loved it. We downloaded it, printed it, and it was just a coloring sheet that they could have their kids do on the way to the beach. And it had a little bit of education about like what type of shells that they had at the beach and all of that kind of stuff, like what local shells they could look for, and then little check boxes so they could check it off as they found their shells on the beach. And we got really good success with that. So those are just some ideas, even packing lists, checklists, recipe cards, those kinds of things are really popular. So think outside of the box a little bit and don't keep it so locked in to one thing, because that's a really great way to grow your list pretty quickly. All right, the next thing is embed a sign-up form on your website. So most of the time, these are going to drive qualified leads to your list for marketing segmentation. So you want to offer your free download on the form, whatever it is, if it's an ebook, a coloring guide, a shelling guide, whatever it is. Embed that form on your homepage and on your blog pages. All right. Now, one little side note, you do not want to distract people from the sale. Okay. So don't distract them from the sale. Let them have, if they're looking at a property page or a web group page, even let that be. Don't do that. You can set it to pop up. So a lot of embed forms, a lot of these email marketing systems actually have features where you can set the pop-up to delay by 15 seconds that they've been on the page, or when somebody scrolls up to the top of the browser bar to close the window, you can have it pop up really big there. So those are just some options for you guys. Think about that. You want to embed that form on your website because that is actually going to drive more leads to your email list. Okay. And then the next thing is pulling lists from subscription services. Okay. I know that a lot of you do like TripAdvisor, and you put, houses on HomeAway, and you'll have all sorts of different things that you, places where people are where you're getting leads from. If you pay for a service that gives you leads, make sure that you download those lists that they give you. They send monthly lists, and put those lists in your email marketing system so you can be in contact with the client. And the next time that they go to rent, they're going to know you way better than they know HomeAway, and they're going to come and rent from you first. Also, another little thing that you might want to do is send your new subscribers to a welcome email. Send it to them right away, so that they can know exactly what to expect from you, and they can meet you and kind of get your voice and kind of get who you are and what you're doing. Okay, so you want to make sure that you make contact really quickly with your subscribers and have an automated welcome email that goes out, and you can set that up in any of the popular email systems right now have that feature. So all you have to do is just Google how to set up an automated welcome email, and it'll come right up for whatever your system is. All right, using social media. All right, I have grown email lists by thousands of people using social media. Okay, so this is where you're going to want to offer your discounts. You're going to want to talk about, hey, sign up for our email list to get all the news of what's going on in our area. Sign up for our freebies. Sign up for our printables. Sign up for my ebook. And people will sign up on social media. So use social media to your benefit, especially if you have a big audience. And make sure that your graphics are always really eye-catching and that they really represent what your emails are going to be about. Okay?
Hey, Brittany, would you take just a second and maybe give everybody a quick snippet of information about being sure to include disclaimers when they're offering any kind of discounts or special programs to their clients? Not necessarily in social media, but actually on their email marketing itself.
Yes, that's a really great thing for you to say, Tracy. Thank you for reminding me of that. So one of the things that you have to make sure that you do is if you have limitations on specials, so say that it was a 7-night only discount, make sure that you indicate that before people start trying to click around on the website and buy things, because if you don't, they're going to get aggravated and they're going to be less likely to buy from you, and then it ruins that trust relationship. So my suggestion for that is going to be that you have a disclaimer that you use company-wide on all of your email marketing, that if you are offering a special or a discount, that you all know this is our disclaimer that we use company-wide, and this is the only disclaimer that we use. And because you don't want people, calling in to say, oh, well, you're offering a discount on my week that I'm vacationing now, and how do you handle that? You handle that with disclaimers, only for new reservations, must wait 30 days in between cancellation and rebooking. So that kind of would head off any of those people trying to say like, well, I'll just cancel my reservation and rebook it right now on the phone. I'm sorry, sir, we have a 30-day cancellation renewal policy, so we can't actually let you renew your rental right now. You'll have to wait 30 days. And that'll just encourage them to keep that. And then what you can do a lot of times is that if you really can't offer them anything, try and offer them something that's not a discount. So some kind of perk or some kind of special thing, or tickets to something, or a discount to someplace else that they can use while they're on vacation. A lot of times all it takes is just getting on the phone with somebody and saying, I'm really sorry about that. Let's go ahead and try and make this right for you. And some people, you guys know this better than anybody, but some people are just never going to be happy. And those are the people that you just kind of go like, man, you're on vacation. Can you please be happy for 5 seconds, And then you got the other people that are just really easily appeased, and those are the ones we love. So just keep those things in mind as you're sending out your email marketing, that you're going to want to include disclaimers on any kind of discounts that you're offering, just to keep your company and yourself and your sales protected. All right. So segue into what do we send in our emails? All right. So I'm going to talk about all the different sections and parts of the email. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. But if you guys need these slides, are going to be on the website tomorrow. I'm going to have them up on my recap blog. So you can download them and look at my notes and all of the slides and everything. So don't feel like you have to like rush through writing all of this stuff down. It's going to be available for you to print out at your own convenience, so you don't have to take too many aggressive notes. All right, so subject lines. This is going to directly affect your click-through rate, or CTR, as it's normally called in the biz. And that's going to affect your click-through rate percentage, okay? So that is the number of people that are, I said click-through rate, but it's actually your open rate. Found a little thing on my slides. Sorry about that, guys. It's your open rate, not your click-through rate. Your click-through rate, we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but your open rate is going to be directly affected by your subject line. All right, you want to be clear about what kind of content that you're enticing the readers to open. Leave the reader curious or excited or kind of like, oh, what's that about? I'm not really sure. I don't know, but that looks awesome. Write in an active voice to inspire action, okay? So if you're writing something and you wouldn't click on it, then think about that, okay? Think about what people are interested in. Why should they click on this email? What are they getting out of it, okay? The next thing is the pre-header text, okay? So some email marketing companies have this, some do not, okay? There's a few that I can think of offhand that do not offer this feature, one of them being ConvertKit, but Constant Contact and MailChimp both do have that. I do not know about Aweber. It's been a while since I've used Aweber. So if you're using Aweber, I don't know, you can maybe pop that in the comments and let me know if you know about that. But this is usually used to expand on the email subject just slightly, okay? So it's a teaser. It is not like, hey, let me answer, okay? So you want to provide a little piece of information. Keep it short, between 50 and 75 characters, not words. You're not writing a book here. We're not writing a novel. We're writing 50 to 75 characters. That's spaces included. And make sure that you do not give away the secret. You know, whatever enticing thing that you had, don't give it away in the pre-header text, because then there's no reason for me to open your email, okay? Alrighty. And then the next thing is the from email and the reply to email, all right? So best practice is to have it sent from somebody in your company who answers emails, all right? An actual person, okay? Or a manned email box, so somebody that's actually looking at this and all of that, okay? Make it personal. Sending it from somebody makes it really personal, like, hey, this is Brittany from Virtual Resort Manager, not, hey, this is Brittany. And where are you from again? I totally forgot, because I know like 12 Britneys, right? I've heard that before. So make sure that you make it really personal, but tie it to your company, all right? So keep it professional. It's like personal, professional kind of mix. You're also going to want to make sure that you look at all of the auto replies and bounce notifications from your email address. So if somebody's email is bouncing, which means they're not getting it over and over again, delete them out of your list, because with most email marketing systems, you're paying per subscriber, and it's like per the 1,000 subscribers. But I mean, if you have 500 bad emails in there, then that's 500 extra people that you're paying for just for the sake of your list being big. You don't want that, actually. You want a targeted list of people that are interested in your product, that want to buy from you. I cannot stress that enough. People think that the size of their email list makes it so much better and makes such a difference. And it does if you have qualified leads that are in that email system. But if you have people that are just spam email addresses like abc@123.com, that doesn't do you any good. And you're paying for that email, and you're paying email out to that person over and over again. So you're actually losing money on that. So just from a tip from a pro who's been doing this for a while, trust me when I say cleaning up your email list is not scary. It is a very, very good thing for you to do on a regular basis. All right. And be sure to use first name tags in the body of the email for an extra personal touch. So I'm sure you guys have seen the emails where I'll send out things like, hey, Roy, or hey, Maria, or hi, Tracy. And I'm not individually typing you guys emails. I know I just burst your bubble. You thought I was directly typing you an email. I'm sorry. I do love every single one of you, I promise. But I'm not actually sitting there typing all of those emails and copying it and sending it. It's a little tag that you can put in the body of the email that says, use the person's first name. And if you don't have that person's first name put in your email list, then it'll just give a backup of like, hi, so glad you decided to read this email, something like that. So just so you guys know that there is a tag that does that. That's a really great way to personally address the people, and that shows up pretty quickly. They'll begin to really respond to that really quickly. So just so you know, that's a fun little touch for you guys to employ. All right, permission reminder. All right, so people will sometimes sign up for a list. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have probably about 1,000 emails that I get a week. I'm not exaggerating, guys, for real. I get about 1,000 emails a week that are just purely marketing emails. They're just marketing emails. And why do I get that many? Because I sign up for all the lists all the time. Every list that I can be on, I sign up for it. But me, it's more of a case study thing, not because I just need all of these lists. It's because I actually want to see what's trending, what's happening right now, what are people sending out, what looks good, what converts better. So for me, I get tons of them. All right. So this box, this little check box that you can check on, and I'm just going to show you in Constant Contact how I do it, because that's the system that we use here at VRM. We use Constant Contact. It's wonderful. It's really easy to use, and we love it. But I'll show you the little box that you can click. I am not sure where that is in MailChimp or Aweber or ConvertKit, but you can always manually type a text box at the top of your email just to remind people, like, hey, and I'll go ahead and show you ours. So ours says, hey, just a reminder that you're receiving this email because you've expressed an interest in, and then you'd fill in your company name. Don't forget to add your company email that your newsletters come out from to your address book, so that will be sure to land in your inbox. This just lets people know, like, yeah, you did sign up for our list. Like, just so you know, you signed up for our list and you expressed interest in us, right? And I used my little window from my email that I sent you guys this morning. So we have a money-making surprise inside. That's really enticing. And I know all of you were thinking, like, a money-making surprise, that's fun. Okay. And then the pre-header text, this is one of our biggest money makers. Can you guess what it is? So it's a little bit of a teaser. It's like a little bit of bait to get people to click on that email and open it up and see what it's all about, because you want to give them your message, but you can't give them your whole message in the subject and pre-header, because then they're, one, not going to open your email, or number two, they're not going to be able to read it on their mobile phone. So then they'll miss all the information, feeling like they got everything out of the subject and the pre-header. And you can't have a 55,000 word pre-header. Like, you can only have 50 to 75 characters in that pre-header, and really about the same. You want to keep it really short on that subject line. So those are just my thoughts. Now I'm going to move on to email body copy. So this is where you do your selling, okay? This is where you give them all the information. But here are some tips. Number one, keep your paragraph short and sweet. We talked about this, breaking it up. Use bullet point lists. That's down at the bottom. But keeping short paragraphs and using bullet lists, that is how readers consume information these days. This is a normal standard copywriting procedure that has been made popular since the invention of the smartphone. Things have gotten smaller, more bite-sized. So keep that in mind. You don't want your emails to be too long or too hard to read. And you need to keep in mind, actually, that the average American only reads for comprehension at a 4th grade reading level. I know that sounds awful, and that doesn't say anything good about about the way that we as adults are reading things. But if you think about the reasons why we read at a fourth grade comprehensive reading level, it's because on average we're busy, we're rushed, we're running through things, and we're just trying to get through the day. So keep it short and sweet. Give them something that they are going to be really excited to read, and give them a benefit. Okay, so that being said, you can use bold and italic features to highlight things, and you can format your text to be easily read on mobile phones. That means making it just slightly larger. You don't want 12-point font. That's too small. You want something that's mobile responsive, all right? So if you are picking a template in Constant Contact, in MailChimp, in Aweber, if you're picking a newsletter format, make sure that it says it is mobile phone friendly. Okay, that I cannot stress that enough. That is the number one mistake that I see from people sending me newsletters, and the text is probably about 2-point font, and I cannot read it. I have to like blow it up and scroll it around on my phone. I mean, you guys know, you've seen that before. But I'm telling you, don't make that mistake. That makes you look super amateur hour. Make sure that all of your templates that you use are mobile friendly, okay? Also, keep all your adjectives and your sentence structures simple to understand and digest, all right? Think about that fourth grade reading level. Make sure that you're writing to that, okay? Don't be putting, superlative in your email, because 90% of people aren't going to get that. They're going to be like, what? So put things in your email that are easy to read and easy to digest, that are clear and get right to the point. And I want you guys to remember something. Features tell, benefits sell. All right? Features tell, benefits sell. Okay? So what is a feature? A feature of a vacation home would be close to the ocean. Okay? The benefit is the feeling that the person is going to get if they buy your product. Okay? So the benefit is walk out your door onto the sand. Okay? That gives me a warm feeling right there. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I want to do that. I want to walk out my front door right onto the sand. That is so much better than just saying oceanfront with 2 queen beds, a large kitchenette, and silverware. Nobody cares about those things. Those are just features. Like, I'll look for the features after you've sold me on this is what I need. So then I'm going to go over and look at the features and be like, oh yeah, all these are great. Oh, awesome. Benefits are what you want to sell. Okay. All right. So let's talk about email footers. All right. Some of you may hesitate to put some of this information in your footer, and I want to tell you it's important. Okay. So the FTC regulations that we already talked about in the beginning of this presentation, where I talked to you guys about making sure that you have all of your stuff legal, okay? So these are some of the legal things that need to be in your footer, all right? Your address, your phone number, and a link to your website, all right? Make sure those are in the footer of your email. Include your social sharing links near the bottom or in the footer. And make sure that you have an unsubscribe option in the email somewhere. If you're with Constant Contact, they have a safe unsubscribe feature on their emails, so people can actually click that button and it'll unsubscribe them with one click. All right. Now, reminder, we want an unsubscribe button to be available for people to use, okay? Because it will lower the number of spam reports that you get, which will help protect your whitelist ability on your emails, okay? All right, and then one last note is that you make sure that all of your social sharing links, try and click on those, okay? So like get this to click on those and see what it's going to look like when you share it, because you can usually figure out how to adjust what gets shared within your email system so that you can control what's being said about your newsletter, okay? So that's just a little side note for you guys. All right. So I know the biggest question that a lot of people ask me is, when do you send your emails? What day, what time, all of that? Well, I'm glad you asked. The best day to send your email, the first number one best day to send your email is actually on Tuesday. I know, I was shocked too. If you send 2 emails a week, make sure that your second day is actually on Thursday. And I got this off of a wonderful blog from CoSchedule, which is a social media tool and marketing planning tool that we use here at VRM. And we actually, surprisingly, got featured because we are one of their larger clients. And so we got featured on their blog as one of their case studies. And so it was really exciting. So we'll be sure to get that link out to you guys as soon as that goes live. I did an interview with their team and it was really great. And if you're interested in CoSchedule, we wrote a review about some of the best features of CoSchedule. It's amazing. We use it for everything, for our email marketing planning, for our blogging planning. We use it for all of our social media updates, and it schedules and sends social media updates for you. And it is one of the reasons why I had a viral post over the last summer. So if you're interested in CoSchedule, you can go check that out on our blog. But that was just a side note. Okay, so Tuesdays and Thursdays are the best days to send emails. Saturdays, not a good day to send email. Sunday, not a good day to send email. You will get more people that are at home reading their email those days, but less action. Okay, so these days are the better days to send on an email to get clicks and to get bookings and to get action. Okay, so put that in your little notebook and make sure that you remember it. So when's the best time to send your email? 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is the #1 time to send your email. If you have to choose a different time, then 8 p.m., okay, is a campaign monitor notes. This is likely due to people checking their email before they go to bed, okay? So 8 p.m. is a good time. Also, funny enough, 6 a.m. because most people spend about 5 to 10 minutes checking email in bed before they even get out of bed in the morning. So that's why the 8 p.m., 6 a.m. times can be good times. And then the 2 p.m. time is just people checking middle of the workday when they're kind of like in that post-lunch slump when they're like, I'm super tired, I'll check my email and maybe I won't fall asleep, right? So those are your best times during the day to post. Make sure it's either a Tuesday or Thursday. And then one last thing from CoSchedule was test your emails for the best days and times to send, okay? So your numbers are going to vary based on your specific audience and based on your industry, obviously. So you try it out, you know, but I'm going to just put a couple of final thoughts in there on that though. These numbers and statistics, again, based on your industry, they are going to vary, okay? The second thing is don't be unpredictable in your testing, okay? And what I mean by that is that try 2 days a week on your emailing and split test your lists, okay? So try, if you only want to send one email and you don't want to split test, you just want to send one email a week, send it out for the same time every single week for about 4 weeks. And then look at your data and then switch your time. Compare, and then in 2 months, you'll have kind of figured out this is a better open time for me. This is a better open day. And it's going to change seasonally as well. So keep that in mind. Split testing your list. Make sure that if you're going to split test, you only split test one thing at a time. All right. So if you're going to split test the subject line, everything else in the email needs to say the same except for the subject line. If you're going to split test the send time and the send day, make sure that you're split testing correctly, okay? Pre-headers, graphics, only one at a time, okay? So don't be like, I'm going to change this email completely and split test. No, that's a bad idea because you're not going to know. You won't have a control then. You won't know exactly what your experiment is telling you because you don't know if you got better open rates because of your subject line or if you got better click-through rates because of your link being more bold or whatever, okay? All right. I promise I'm close to being done. I know it's been a little bit of a longer webinar, so thank you guys for hanging in with me. Making money with emails, all right? This is the part that you guys are all like on the edge of your seat, ready to hear. I know. So here are some basics about making money with emails that you have to implement if you want to make sure that you're being effective, all right? You should offer your own products in your emails, okay? So your own vacation rentals, your own web groups, your own upsells even, okay? Your products should be offered in your emails. Use high quality images, nothing grainy or blurry. If you have small, grainy, blurry images, I am going to encourage you to watch my next month's Tea with Brittany Lee. We are going to be talking with a professional photographer, and she is going to walk us through how to take high quality HD images and edit them for website for vacation rentals. She's been doing this for over 10 years. She's been a photographer for over 15 years, I believe, and she is phenomenal. She has made the biggest difference in some of our companies that we know. She's worked with them and she knows what she's talking about. So Meredith is going to be on with me next month, and she's going to be talking about all that. So if you don't have high quality images, make sure you tune in for that one. Make sure to include the benefits of your product. We talked about features tell, benefits sell, all right? How will people feel when they're buying from you, okay? So make sure that you use that in your descriptions, okay? And make sure that you use a clear, strong call to action, CTA, okay? Call to action. That is a button that says things like shop now, book now, buy now, learn more, okay? It gives the reader instruction on what to do next. Now, I want to say we've been experimenting with some different buttons with things like, yes, I deserve a vacation, or take me to the beach. And we've been using those as our calls to action, and they've actually been outperforming the typical shop now, book now, buy now buttons. So just don't be afraid to be creative. Mix it up a little bit. Your audience is going to respond, and they may respond differently to other things. It's all dependent on your audience, okay? So there's no like 100% right way, 100% wrong way, other than just being illegal and spammy. So as long as you're not doing that, you're going to be fine, okay? All right. The next thing that you can do to make money with your emails is selling your affiliate products, okay? These are the quote-unquote upsells to help you make more money, all right? These can be add-ons to a product that you already bought, so you want to share more with them. So for instance, they bought a vacation rental, but they didn't buy the linen package or the water park tickets or the dinner passes that you guys sell. So you're going to send them a link, and you're going to say, hey, these are some really great things that you didn't add on. Do you want to add them on? So that's a really easy way to kind of make a few extra dollars off of people that are already bought from you. Their trust is there. You can include links to other people's products that you have a partnership with. So say, for instance, you do have a water park in your area and they've given you a special discount code, and everybody that buys water park tickets through your discount code, you get a cut of that. Put those kind of links in your emails and send them as a follow-up series, and you're going to find that right there, you could be making just as much money supporting and selling affiliate products as you do selling your own products. It's a very common business practice. Just make sure that you disclose that these are affiliate links in your email. And if you don't know how to do that, all you have to do is go to the FTC website, and they have information on how to do that. And I'll put some links in the blog for you guys to make sure that you're compliant. And also make sure that any of the upsell links meets the next need that they already have, not the same thing that they already bought. Okay, so they've rented a vacation rental already. You don't care to show them more vacation rentals. They're not going to book another vacation rental for their week. I mean, they might, but they probably already booked it, to be honest. So you want to show them, once I book a vacation rental, what is the next thing that I'm thinking about? Well, I'm thinking about travel plans. I'm thinking about menus. I'm thinking about restaurants where I'm going to eat out. I'm dreaming about sitting on the beach with chairs and umbrellas. So I'm going to send, oh, I need a stroller. Okay, so think about the things that your audience needs next and meet those needs before they even have a chance to think about those things without you. You want to be involved in all of the selling process, all right? The last thing is in this section is tagging your links for data mining, okay? This is important. This information is going to allow you to track how your campaigns are performing, okay? Now, there is a tool from Google Analytics, and it is called the Google Analytics Developer Tools, and it's the Campaign URL Builder. And I will have a link directly to the Campaign URL Builder in my slides and also in in my follow-up blog. So you're going to want to make sure that you tag your links correctly. If you don't know how to do that, there's a really easy article that you can read that I'll also link in the blog. But you're just going to want to make sure that you link it so that the medium is always email, so that it shows correctly in your Google Analytics. Keep all of your tags lowercase with dashes so that you can indicate spaces so that it doesn't break your link. And name things the same across all of your campaigns to keep your information simple and easy to find. If you guys want a blog on how to tag your links correctly, send that in to help@vrmgr.com. We're always looking for good blog ideas. So if that's something that interests you guys that you would like help with, send that in and we can maybe put that on our blogging schedule. Alrighty. Tracking your data. I promise this is the last section. We're almost done. All right, so your open rate, we're going to talk about open rate. Your open rate is affected by your subject line and your pre-header, okay? A good open rate usually rests around 15 and 25% for marketing emails. Transactional emails, meaning people have already bought from you and you're sending them a follow-up email, the open rates are typically between the 30 and 40% range, okay? If you're new to email marketing, this is something that is going to grow, okay? Don't feel bad if your open rate is in the 5-10%. That's normal if you've just started with email marketing. But really refining those subject lines and the pre-headers can help with that almost instantly, all right? Your click-through rate, okay, is directly affected by your calls to action and the copy in your email. A good click-through rate is going to range from about 1.5 to 3% depending on your industry, all right? You can check your industry, the travel and vacation rental industry, at bit.ly/TWBL email insights, okay? No spaces. And that link will be in our blog as well. So just so you guys know, your open rates are going to end up, your click-through rate, is going to end up, that's how many people have clicked on your links and how many people are buying from you, okay? With clean lists, you can expect a better click-through rate, okay? We talked about that multiple times, but if your list is full of people that want to hear from you, that want to buy from you, or have been previous customers, you are more likely to get a click-through from them and to get a sale from them. So keep that in mind. Don't add all these emails to your list thinking, oh, I'm growing my list and it's going to do good things for me, because it might not. It might actually tank your click-through rate really quickly, all right? So just be mindful of those things. If you have a low click-through rate, go through and clean up your email list and see if that helps, okay? That's the first place that you can start. Alrighty, so that wraps up everything that I was going to discuss today. I know you guys probably have some questions, so I want you to go ahead. This is not a GoToWebinar. It is a Zoom meeting, so go ahead and pop those right into the Zoom Q&A section, and Tracy's going to read those out to me as you guys pop them in there, and I will answer any of your questions that you guys have.
Wow, Brittany, that was so much information, but it was so good. I mean, there's just so much quality content in what Brittany has shared with us today about email marketing that we probably all will have to go back and watch the video recording a second time to be able to take it all in. I know Brittany always shares the replay, so this is also great information to share with those in your office and those who work on email marketing for your business, for your clients. There aren't any questions at this moment, Brittany, but I'm wondering, let's go back to that, how to create the tag links that you were talking about. I wonder if those who are still on maybe can just pop over in the chat section anyway and just say if you think that would be a helpful blog for us to put out on how you would actually go back and create those tag links for yourself so that you know who's clicking on what inside your email marketing. What do you think, Brittany?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. If you guys have comments, and I just was able to open the chat, and I just wanted to say hi to Gay Weber. I am so glad that you still use and love your TWBL mug. That's awesome. That makes me really happy. I worked tirelessly on those mugs. I'm not going to lie, guys. I spent days doing these mugs that we handed out at the VRMA show a couple of years ago. And I'm not going to lie, I was so nervous about these mugs. So I'm really glad that you still like it. That makes me really happy, actually. So
I'm kind of wondering where my Tea with Brittany Lee mug is. I'm feeling a little bit left out right now. So I'm so jealous that Gay has a mug and I don't.
I'm so sorry, Tracy. I made them a couple years ago, and we actually I just took mugs that we had at VRM already and I decorated them because I was like, I don't want to order brand new mugs. We already have really nice mugs. Like, I just want to like decorate them and make them look Tea with Brittany Lee. And so I like did a little like tea bag tag thing on it, and I put people's names on them and stuff. So I'll have to work on getting you a mug. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. Well, we don't have any questions, but
Okay.
speaking of conferences and shows, Brittany, did you have something you'd like to share about that from
Well,
VRM?
yes, I do. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so a lot of you guys, I've actually had a question a couple of times, people asking me, are we going to be at the National VRMA show? And we have actually opted for a different route this year. So we are going to the VRM Intel Live show, and that's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we're going to be going with Amy Hino. We're going to be supporting what she's doing there. And we're going to release a blog on Tuesday and an email that you guys will get about that. But I'm really excited because most of you that have been to a VRMA show know how utterly exhausting these shows are, and how you can just feel so tired and overwhelmed and so much information. And so we wanted something that was a little bit more intimate. Plus the dates for this show actually lined up so perfectly with our team that we're actually bringing 8 people from VRM are going to be there, including myself, Tracy, Sod, and Connie. So the whole marketing department is going to be there. And we're actually going to have multiple different people from the training department, and we're going to have multiple different people from the website and design department, and we're going to have multiple different people from the web development department. So if you guys are interested in that, look in your email inbox on Tuesday, and we're going to be sending out a bunch of information about that conference. We really hope you guys come and join us for that. It's going to be so, so, so much fun, and we'd love to have lunch with you. So let us know if you're coming.
And I'm excited. This will actually be my very first show in the industry, so I'm really excited to be there and to meet hopefully some of you guys in person and just dive right in. So Brittany, we have a question. Someone is asking, in the VRM database of our emails, can we organize for targeted marketing emails, i.e., past guests who haven't booked yet, specific houses guests have rented, etc., so that we can send specific or targeted emails? Will you do a blog about that? Question mark.
That is a really good question, and the answer is yes, you can. We have actually pulled those lists for people. There are just a few little segment things that you need, and you need the email marketing report that we have through VRM. So if you do not have that email marketing report and you want it, you need to email help@vrmgr.com. But yes, that is a great idea for a blog, and maybe we could just go ahead and add that to our blog schedule, Tracy, if you want to make a note of that, because
I'm making a note right now.
That's brilliant. I love it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I'm going to go ahead and talk about next month's webinar. I mentioned it already, but I want you guys to get registered for this webinar. It's going to be up a little bit later today for registration. Photography 101. How to get the best shots of your rentals. Okay, this one is going to be super important for you guys that are working on your off season, getting started, getting ready for high booking season. So make sure that you attend this webinar. It's going to be really, really fun. And this one's going to be in October. And in November, we have we have a really cool webinar coming up as well. And I don't have a slide for that one today, but I will announce it in an email so that you guys can go ahead and register for that one. But we're actually going to be talking about how you can make more money, the smartest way that you can make more money with less work. So it's going to be really a great webinar. And we have a really cool guest that's coming on for that webinar as well. So I'm really excited. We've got a lot of really amazing guests that are coming up on Tea with Brittany Lee. So I just want to say thank you to Tracy for hosting today. And I want to say thank you to all of you that have showed up and participated today in this webinar. I hope you got a lot of really good information. And if you have questions about email marketing, we do offer email marketing services at VRM. So if you have questions about email marketing, or you need help with that, reach out to the team at VRM. We'd be more than happy to let you know, give you our help and let you know how much that is and how we can help you and what kind of ROI we get on our emails. So thank you again, everybody, so much. And I hope you guys have an awesome month. I will talk to you next month on Tea with Brittany Lee.
See everyone later.
Bye.